Hey everybody, welcome back to Garage Gear. I'm JB, and today we are doing a realistic detail on our Jeep Wrangler. Stick around. Now the reason I call this a realistic detail is because I see so many other people using so many different sprays and chemicals and pre-treatments and all this other nonsense, when really all you need is one coat of wax. That's it. I can wax my vehicles in about an hour or two, and the results are always superb. So waxing your truck, car, or SUV is actually one of those things that I really enjoy doing. It makes your car look better, it boosts your resale value, it prevents rust, and the list goes on and on and on. And if you don't believe me, I'm gonna actually include a photo of my old pickup truck here. It was a 1998 Ford Ranger, and this thing was awesome. I used all different kinds of waxes on it. Usually all I did was one coat every season. And after 10 years of owning the vehicle and putting over 110,000 miles on it, when I went to sell it, it only had about less than 5% rust on the entire vehicle. And I'm in Buffalo, New York, ladies and gentlemen, and we have tons of salt and poor road conditions. That truck lasted through all of that thanks to consistent waxing. Another thing that I found over the years is a lot of people are partial to certain waxes that they like to use on their cars. Some people I know are Meguiar's fans. Some people I know are Mother's car wax fans, and they won't break away from them. That's just what they use. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I'll tell you, variety is the spice of life. And I've tried a bunch of different waxes over the years, and you know what? I like them all. The key here, though, is consistency. If you wax your vehicle once every season, your vehicle's paint will look great all year long. So if you want to wax your vehicle, the next thing you're probably asking yourself is, what kind of wax do I need to get? Well, there's really two main differences, and there's probably a million other kinds out there, but I'm just going to go over some basic ones here. You got your Carnauba waxes here, and then you got your synthetic waxes here. Now, ladies and gentlemen, the big difference between these is usually Carnauba waxes provide a pretty significant shine, but they don't last quite as long. And once your temperature of your vehicle's paint gets to about 140 degrees, Carnauba wax is immediately gone. It just vanishes, and it does not hold up. So in hot weather, Carnauba wax just doesn't last, but it does provide pretty significant shine. Deep Crystal Carnauba wax by Meguiar's. This stuff is actually awesome. I used to use this a lot. This wax provides an awesome shine, but only gives you about 2 to 3 months of protection. Collinite, another awesome wax. This wax has been around for a long time, and this stuff, same thing, but does provide slightly longer protection. I would say somewhere in the 4-month range. Now, let's talk about synthetics. New Finish, probably one of my favorites of all time. Ladies and gentlemen, you can get this wax for $8. This stuff is fantastic. Superb shine and lasts about 6 months. That's a long time. They say it can last a year, the once-a-year car polish, but I've seen it last about 6 months. Then you have Meguiar's Ultimate Paste Wax, another good synthetic wax. This lasts a long time, but the shine is not as brilliant as maybe say a Carnauba or maybe the New Finish. These are just things I've noticed over the years on my different vehicles, and I've had vehicles of all different colors. These basic cloth pads are awesome. These things will do you just fine. Usually I buy these in a bulk pack. I will actually include a link in the description below, not just for these waxing pads, but for all these waxes as well. I will be applying this wax by hand because I do not like using a car buffer. I used to work at a car wash, and I saw too many people destroy paint jobs on vehicles with them. I just don't feel safe using a buffer. I've had tons of success doing this by hand. This Jeep Wrangler was washed yesterday, blown dry with the leaf blower, so all the little crevices and everything are now completely dry, and then I brought it in the garage overnight to sit. So I think what we're going to do is we're going to use the Collinite for this round. This should get us to about the summertime, and then once I hit the summertime, I'll use more of a synthetic blend of wax. So now here's the hood of my vehicle, and I'm not really going to worry about clay barring the surface or anything like that. I'm just going to get a coat of wax on this. What I'm going to do here is I'm going to take my Collinite wax. I'm just going to kind of get a little bit on, and then Collinite is kind of funny stuff. You use it basically on a half a panel or a panel at a time, and then do another panel, come back, and then do the original panel again and buff it off. You don't want to be letting it sit on for a very long time, or else you will not be able to get it off. All right, so notice I'm kind of going in a circular motion, just like so, working it into the paint. And then what I kind of do is I just kind of go back and forth like that, and then up and down. Thin wins, thick sticks. Keep it thin. It may be hard to see right now, but there's a very thin coat, and on a white vehicle, it is tough to see. But I'm gonna come back in about 5 minutes and then buff this off. Okay, so now this area is really dried up now. I'm just gonna take my polishing rag, and I recommend getting a good set of rags. This is probably one of the things that I will actually splurge on here. A good set of rags will actually take the wax off cleaner. It'll actually help you get the whole job done much, much faster. So getting a good set of rags is a good investment. I'm just gonna go up and down. I'm not pressing really hard. I'm just kind of going back and forth. And that little area right there, ladies and gentlemen, is slick. It's shiny. It looks great right now. Perfect. We're gonna do the whole rest of the vehicle just like that. So another common question that people have asked me in the past is, how many coats of wax should you put on a vehicle at a time? And my answer is always 1. And the reason I say 1 is because most waxes are considered a cleaner wax. And what their job is to do is to clean any debris out of your paint while you are polishing the paint. So that being said, think about it. If you wax a vehicle and then you go to put a second coat on it, by putting a second coat on it, you're actually removing the first coat, because that's the job of this wax, or most waxes in general. And then you're gonna reapply another coat. So you're not necessarily double coating, you're actually removing and then resurfacing the paint with an additional coat of wax. So let me show you an important area here to hit. In particular, you should definitely hit these lower rocker panels, because think about it, everything that's coming off of your tires, if you don't have mud flaps or any kind of other protection there, everything's hitting these lower panels, especially salt, and these are usually the first areas to rust up. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take the wax, I'm just gonna kind of get up in there into every little crevice and wax it up good. Not necessarily applying more wax, I'm just making sure I cover every single spot. Well, everybody, there you go. This Jeep has officially been waxed. It's shiny, it's clean. This Jeep is now fully protected for the next couple months. And again, try out some different waxes, see which ones you like. For me, I like to use a variety, and I think it's worked pretty well for me over the years. Take a look in the description down below, ladies and gentlemen. I got all the waxes that we talked about today and the one I used today, Collinite, plus some other ones that you might enjoy using as well. Remember, consistency is key. This is something that you should do regularly on your vehicle, about every 3 to 4 months. It'll make washing your vehicle much easier, and don't be surprised if you get a few compliments along the way. If you like this video and you learned something today, hit that like button down below. Be sure to subscribe down below so that way you get all the latest videos, and I'll see you in the garage.